like, NMP clearly knows that this is coming. So
and they banned it both games last time. They banned
the Shadow
the Shadow Fiend.
That's right. Yeah, not the Visage though. Yeah, they let the good Visage, but yeah. Mid hero.
I dare argue that Nip did not get pick preference and picked Radiant. Or maybe they did get preference and they picked Radiant. I'm not sure.
Nip always loves Radiant. Like, they've only played Radiant this entire game, I think.
So
series.
my point being that the reason they're on the back foot is because Gambit was able to grab the Visage and then ban the Bristle, is what it feels like. So, I don't know. They pick Monkey King as their another teamfight hero, another hero that's pretty good at laning. Monkey can probably lane against Visage really easily, actually. Maybe not. I guess SF's probably mid, actually. So it's actually going to be Fada. Okay, so he probably is mid Monkey.
They usually run to Hawk in the safe lane, yeah.
In the last 11 games, NIP has been Radiant.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They preferred that, like, for a while now.
Kyle was talking about that just yesterday with the cast with him, that, Radiant is just superior for the polling, specifically, as well as the Roshan, and just the control in general.
But the bright side of this game for Gambit was that they were able to get the Visage the way they wanted to. There was a lot of other heroes that got banned out, so they still got their Shadow Fiend.
But does that mean that they still will have the Visage on a dual lane? Or will they go for an
that's what Breaky said, that guy usually plays
I know the Hawk plays the Visage, but they normally do give him a lane.
They normally safe lane it, because they usually pick it up in succession with either like a Dazzle or a Shadow Fiend specifically, which is going to be your mid hero at that point. So I think for the comfort factor for Gambit, this is what they usually are comfortable with,
All right, Purge, this is game 1. Tell me who had the better draft, and then who also you think will win game 1.
I like Gambit's draft better.
Okay.
Genuinely.
Now, do you think that they can win game 1?
Yes, but I would say like a 60% chance of them winning.
Oh, so you think they would be the favorites then in this game?
Based on the draft, yes. I think Nip's a better team, but I like their draft better.
Sheever, tell me.
They're going to get one chance for me, so I'm going for Gambit. I got to give them a chance.
Gambit?
Alliance didn't take it, but Gambit, who knows?
I think Tide is actually a decent answer to Visage with the cleave thing. Anchor Smash. That's what
Anchor Smash.
Anyway, so I'm actually going to lean towards NIP specifically for that reason.
All right, well, Loot.bet says that if you put $1 on Ninjas in Pyjamas, you win $1.43. $1 on Gambit will get you $2.56. So that's still, if you like NIP, it's time to put that money down for them, because this is probably as good as it's going to get. But let's get those games in.
Thank you very much, Rob. Yes, let's get those games in. Indeed, it is the grand finals here at the Valentine Madness. Best of 5 between Ninjas in Pyjamas and Gambit. We've just seen the lineups. I mean, there seems some positive words here for the Gambit draft in a series where you're going to have to look to them as the underdogs. Could they do it, though? Could they take a game, maybe even the series? What do we reckon already from this first draft?
I feel that taking Visage again, you know,
even though you've been beaten twice with it by NIP.
It's like, just doesn't seem to be the way to go. And it'd be different if it was more of a niche pick for them, but this is like one of their bread and butter strategies. And you might not even realize it as a team, but you're going to fall into certain patterns. And I'm sure that PPD and his side of NIP have studied this. They kind of know what to expect. And just, I'm just not sure, man.
I mean, there's a PA Magnus, you know, this.
Just a Monkey King Magnus at that.
I mean, if you give NIP a PA Magnus, like this it's already NIP.
Yeah.
And then it could be NIP with a PA.
Oh,
but now it's NIP with a PA and a Magnus.
Indeed.
This is a hard game for Gambit.
The way they win is if they can just snowball. You want to put NIP in a position.
But they do have the Tusk. Oh, actually, do they? Or is NIP out? One of them does that. Anyway. Anyway, sorry, continue. Yeah.
Well, who gave you a Red Bull?
I'm just drinking away.
So anyway, if you can put NIP on the back foot and force them to use Ravage, like defensively, to peel, to go for solo kills, you're going to feel good, because once that tool is down, like NIP is a large part of their team fight, just the RP and the Ravage. So if you allow them to get into the mid to the late game and they're either even or even just a little bit behind, they're going to feel confident, because those inevitable team fights are always going to favor them. You want to try and play more skirmish style, especially when you have cores like SF, Visage. Like, they can shove lanes super hard just by themselves. So you want to keep playing 3 lanes for as much as possible. NIP, you're trying to force big engagements around choke points and objectives.
Yeah. I mean, we have seen Gambit in some games just crush the lanes. Like, they win all 3 lanes. I mean, is there any way that they they can do that with this draft? Is there any lane that they absolutely could just bam straight from the off, get this lead and have this superior advantage on a core?
It's always a possibility. It's just, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It feels every hero on none of the Gambit heroes can play from behind. That's the concern.
Sure.
Whereas Tide, Monkey King, like they don't need any net worth. They just use their abilities and potentially turn around a huge fight. It comes down to AoE team fight versus heavy push power and pick off potential. Not something we see too often, but
Look at this.
look at that.
It's a surprise.
Ace. He's fine.
No. Oh, that's nothing's gonna happen here.
Yeah. Little discipline things, though. You know, some carry players might run topside, or maybe they run around, just get a little bit of vision. He recognizes, like, I'm PA, I'm completely alone. I need to chill out.
I mean, I'm seeing this mid lane. I mean, there's definitely potential, right? A straight 1v1. Like, SF can outplay the Monkey King, right? If the Monkey King gets a little too over-aggressive, Father's like, one more hit, I'm going to get that lifesteal, and then bam, the raises stack up. You can get that solo kill.
And this was sick. So Gambit, they blocked, not even blocked, I guess Ace just blocked his own creep wave. So it seems like it might be good for Gambit, but now that it's just double TP bottom and it's 3-on-3, you got to favor NIP because they're going to get level 2 so much earlier because they're a full wave of advantage. And you got to be careful. Like FNG, they know you're...
They've got the skewer back on him, but they won't be able to chase any further.
Yeah, that's all good.
Grab, bit of a tickle.
Yeah, the lineup of Gambit certainly wins this tri-lane after levels increase. Like level 3+, that's where they really can look to start dominating. Mag is relatively worthless in a tri-lane. But up top, you got a 1v1 Tide versus CK. It's going to probably favor Zai because CK can't shove creeps.
Yeah, it's got to be good for the Tide.
Yeah, so he can do that axe, that Darkseer Centaur style of, oh, I'll just pull waves and farm camps at the same time. CK, he has to farm with the tower for at least the first 4 levels.
But the Tide doesn't really need to do that, right? Surely if you're Zai, you'd rather stay in the lane by the tower because
this is better.
But the CK will farm under the tower if you do cut the
but you get more. You get to creep camp every wave. That's 100% value.
But the trade-off's worth it then to let the CK have free farm?
Yeah, exactly. Because 1v1, you don't really crush a CK. He's always going to be able to get last hits with his crit and sustain through your anchor smash with a stick. I think this is just the way you want to play it if you're Zai. Unfortunately, he went left camp. I think he just should start playing like right jungle.
Even deeper in the jungle.
Exactly, because so CK can't even get close to being able to contest.
See mid lane. Fada, he gets the Jingo up. He has already used the Boundless Strike, but he doesn't maybe need it. The Fairy Fire and the Salve.
Oh, he's in.
He's going to cancel the Salve. So Fada will be happier with that trade. As Alpha Ninja put in a bit of a rocky position lower on the regen. Now it's 33. Actually getting chased down here by Afterlife. I mean, I guess we're seeing it here. This is what you said. The CK can harass the Tide. Even though this is a level 3 Tide, 2 points in anchor smash, the crit and the stun, it's still something you got to be a little bit careful of when you're standing in the lane close to the CK. Yeah,
I think he just has to learn his lesson and pull right side now. Or pull to the right side camps. Because none of the Gambit heroes can leave the lane. And even if they were, like, they're not going to kill him. Like, I'd argue that Tusk could TP and kill a Tide in his own woods, and it's still worth it for NIP just because they'll be able to dominate the lane 2-on-2 in his absence.
Ace is just going to have a much more open time. And so, how are we seeing the mid lane here? So 12 for 1, 11 for 3. It's pretty even at the moment between these two.
I think that's to be expected.
Yeah.
Shadow Fiend certainly gains. I think Monkey King, if you're going to dominate the lane, it's got to be the first couple of waves. Oh, Tusk control. He's Snowball, though.
He does, but does he have really anywhere to go? Doesn't look like it. As FNG, he's running. He has got backup here, and Ace and Sax are respecting it a little bit. Now FNG's going to go for the snowball. He was a little scared of a dagger coming in, and indeed with the South going, he'll get a decent amount of regen. That is going to mean that Gambit are the ones to get first blood. Down to that cute little play there from FNG with the South and the snowball. Sure, he dies, but you get first blood for your team.
This is, well cool from NIP, though, because they're going to get 2 waves under tower. And then they can look to pressure with the creep waves if they want to. In fact, theoretically, PBD could go to a different lane. I think he's considering it because he realizes, I have a double wave bottom. My team's fine down there for at least like a minute and a half. So perhaps even killing mid. I think that's where you'd ideally like to make moves, but he will just go bottom.
He's got the Pango for the Boundless Strike. A couple more hits will do it, but Alpha Ninja's able to wake his way around the trees, TP him from immersion. Will stop Fada from going any further with the aggression. I mean, and as you're talking about the top lane, yeah, we'll see 33 now. He is going to grab the waves and he's going to pull them round to the right. He's going to take them round towards that camp near the shrine, so a little deeper, and make even more, make even more happen up there. We can see, of course, at the moment the Tide is top CS 33. He's going to be even further. He's only going to shoot up in farm on this Tide. His bottom lane, another attempt onto PPD. Skewer there from Saxo will come into play to pull FNG into hack away, but it doesn't matter. Immersion on top of PPD will be able to kill off the Lich.
Wow. Oh, Ace?
Ooh. The attack slow on him from the Spirits, but one more dagger in a second will do it. Oh, will it? Fire. He's still alive. In fact, with the Boundless Strike, Fada does come in with a rotation and he'll be able to clean up both supports. Good awareness of Fada there moving down to the lane, making sure they get those 2 kills that otherwise would have managed to slip away from NIP.
Not just 2 kills either, it's 2 runes. Like, that's a really cool rotation. He had pressured Shadow Fiend and just, you know, I always love to see when mid players rotate this early, just because I know how high risk it is. You have to get things done to make it value, because leaving your opposing mid alone, it's a recipe for disaster if you end up dying or forced to regen TP base or something. Mid, they're actually going to go for him here, but PPD is prepared.
FNG a bit off the mark with the shards there.
No. I'd say this is certainly favoring NIP thus far. Like, they're the team with the stronger team fight. They have an easier time scaling. And you hit a point where I just don't know how Gambit ever fight into them. Like, BKBs even for Gambit don't make a difference, because you can get RP'd, you could be inside of a Monkey King ult, and their whole draft is physical damage. Specifically, Visage CK, right? That target they go for, he's going to get Frost Armored. So how do you actually pick anybody off in an engagement unless it's the PPD Lich? And he has 4 melee heroes in front of him. Yeah,
and so this Tide, you know, as we talked about the lane situation, the top 33, I mean, you just can't do anything about him now. He's 6 minutes in, he's got a completed Vlad. So you come towards this lane, try and gank him, he's going to anchor smash back up to full HP. Like, this lane's it's slowly going to turn into a bit of a no-go zone in terms of somewhere where Gambit would potentially look to make plays, look for objectives, look to try and take a tier 1 tower. Like, 33, he's got that lane on lockdown.
Tide 65 CS already. A lot of that's those bonus jungle camps. And I'm always afraid when I see 3-3 on a hero this fat. Like, he's got Vlads, my god.
He's huge.
And the concern I have for Gambit as well is they don't really have a natural Vlad's purchaser. So this is going to be a 4 armor, 15% damage advantage for NIP for at least the next 10-15 minutes.
I mean, who does maybe a Tusk, but it's...
Yeah, that'll take a while.
Yeah.
I guess the Visage could, but that kind of gimps his own game.
Yep.
He'd prefer to be getting like that HOD medallion. Who's going? I'm sure CK will end up going Midas, whether he goes drums first.
He just got his Midas finished.
Okay.
Just managed to finish it.
Oh, 7 minutes? Oh, yeah, see, so this is the one downside.
Because that's what happens, right? If you're making these pools, whoever's farming on the safe lane line, and you got to remember, CK as well, he's getting solo lane XP. So it's going to be a strong Chaos Knight.
And to that point as well, usually you have to invest a bit more in your build-up before the Midas, like phase boots, a bracer, a wand. But because he's just under tower...
You get away with it.
Yeah, exactly. And he can just rush that Midas as fast as he wants. They're going to Ravage for him.
Yeah, they'll put the Ravage. TP is going to come in. Have they got the damage to take him down before the TP comes in? They have. PPD with a blast. Finishes off Afterlife. Bottom lane Saxo with a quick skewer to get back. Was maybe hoping to grab Immersion with himself, but wasn't able to do so.
So cool. It's an interesting game this far. Mid matchup, Fada could look to dive, but
he has got the Primal Spring, but no, he's not going to dive for it. He's actually going to look towards the side. FNG was there waiting with him, but Fada's able to now try and build up the Jingle Mastery. Ninja's going to come over, look for a few raises. Fada can go for some lifesteal. He tries to dodge with the Mischief, but will unable to do so as the 2 raises hit.
If he did, I actually think he could potentially just turn that around there.
If he dodges one of those raises...
There was no cooldown for any of the others, so it was 1 raise, that's it.
No, he hit 2. I think, because he had the 2 strikes on his head, didn't he? Like the Arcana thing. Right? I don't know, maybe I...
Okay, there were 2. I was testing you, Odie. I'm good to know you're here and you're ready to cast some finals Dota.
The Arcana makes it nice and easy, because you can count. Well, I hope you can, Carl. You know?
I went to school in America, man.
I thought you were homeschooled. So you didn't even go to school?
Well, that was until like 8th grade.
Oh, okay. So
which arguably eventually, that's like the worst time to enter American school.
But I would have hoped you learned to count before the 8th grade, you know.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm not so good with my times tables anymore.
I don't need them. I've got computers nowadays.
Yeah, right. 2 biggest lies I was ever told. You know, you'll need cursive in college.
I don't know what cursive is.
Cursive is like the fancy handwriting.
Oh, join, yeah.
Yeah, you have to take that for years.
You do.
Yeah. And the other I heard was, you know, you won't always have a calculator on you. So you've got to learn, you know, how to do math the right
it
way.
was a
Total loss.
Total loss.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They're lying to your kids.
But stay in school, though.
Stay in school. Stay in school. It's a good crack. It's a good laugh, you know. Mid lane, tier 1 tower. Taking a bit of a beating here from NIP. They rotated Ace over to the lane as well. You can see as the status of the farm. As we say, Afterlife rocking the Midas.
And
Alpha Ninja going for the Greaves build.
Yep. That's what I was going to bring up. It's an interesting decision. I
really feel like in the pro games I've watched, it's been a while since I've seen a Greaves SF win a game.
I will say the advantage Gambit's going to have, well, what NIP will have trouble with is finding pickoffs. They don't have any way of taking skirmishes. In Fada, you're running up a sentry dog.
Oh.
He's dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you see Fada do things like this. It's underestimating the opponents. He's like, there's no way they put a sentry down here. I'm just going to walk in, get some vision. But no, this is Gambit. Gambit's been playing pretty hot. You can't do that.
And you can see there's a difference in the way he plays when he's forced onto these like Monkey Kings versus the Razor Viper Alchemist that he knows so well. And I think he feels a bit confused as to what his role is in this game. And honestly, so am I, because it's tough to make plays with a Lich Mag support. And I don't really know like what his place is. And like that's the problem with the NIP lineup. You're going to be great in team fights once you have all your core items online. But what do you do until then?
Sure, you can't really say, hey, let's take these 2 heroes, go for a smoke.
Yeah. Like you can, but you're going to need to blow Ravage or something to make that happen. And when Tide's off map and Ravage is off cooldown, you got to assume Gambit's going to know what's up.
Yeah, and Gambit's going to have some, some pretty good save potential down the line. When they have the Greaves on the SF, the Snowball on the Tusk, the Supernova, a lot of things that say, hey, whoa, you don't want to fight into this. Mid lane, FNG is going to be there with a lead in onto PPD. Ace is going to jump over onto Alpha Ninja. They've got the Skewer just in case the Wreck Room was coming out, but Alpha Ninja's already cancelled it. Boundless Strike down onto 233 with the Ravage, clips the both of them. As Alpha Ninja is in trouble, he has got backup coming in. Is there any way they can keep it safe? It looks like there is. As Alpha Ninja, oh, he can't quite walk away. They will be able to get him there as 33 chases him down, but in return, he gets hit by the Supernova. Phantasm popped by Afterlife as they'll take the Tide in return. So it's, as you're saying, you know, we're seeing NIP go for these plays, but Gambit, they're the sort of team, they're going to be there to react and at least come in and try and make sure they find something in return for losing their mid SF.
Yeah, I'm scared for Fada here. Like, I don't know how Monkey King can really find a foothold in this game because PA and Tide are so farmed that they're going to be eating his map. And Monkey King likes to farm lanes. I think if you're NIP, you've got to shift him towards the top side of the map and just have him play up there. Maybe Magnus is like a living ward. Yeah. Stick PA mid and have Tide camp the dead lane, but they're going to swap it up. So PA is going to be top, Monkey King bottom. He's got his ult active. I don't know, it's a tough game for me to read. With Ravage down, Gambit certainly have an advantage, but you can see even with Ravage, you can find those kills, but especially when Sox is only level 4, there's nothing really left. So for this early game period or portion of the game, NIP will be on the back foot.
And they've got the vision onto Fada. They've got a Snowball coming in. The Bird's upon him as well. They'll have a good amount of lockdown. They go for the resummer, so they have that extra lockdown for him and damage ready to go as Fada's dead.
Yep. I think that you need Tide down here, right? I'd much rather Monkey King be playing exactly in that area where Alpha Ninja just circled for me, because he's best suited for the difficult farm. You don't want to plant him on an objective because it's just so easy for this Gambit lineup to simply look him down and run at him.
And what about this with Ace? I guess this is nice when you have the Magnus, right? You can getting away with going for the Mask of Madness because you're not needing the Battle Fury Surge. It is great damage for you. That with the Empower, if you're following up a Ravage or an RP, it's a lot of damage. You're going to get those crits off.
Indeed. I think it's also just a farming tool. I believe the item that helps PA accelerate the fastest, especially when you have that built-in cleave from Empower. And you can always just split it later
Butterfly
into Satanic at some point. You don't want Butterfly. I think you probably just sell the Quarterstaff. But it's like a 400 gold net loss for an item that's going to increase your damage or your farming potential.
More evasion.
Yeah, but
isn't more evasion always better?
It is.
Against the army of CK.
You know, to be honest, I don't see any of the Gambit heroes buying MKB for some time.
Sure.
So it could work.
You're probably right. We never see Butterfly. Well, yeah, it's been a while since we see Butterfly on PA. Maybe in like the super late games when you get into the point where 6 slotted, but most of the times where we've seen PAs, they're winning the game at 4 slots, 5 slots.
You know, damage reduction, we all know, like, stacks additively, so it's really value to have more on top of itself. But evasion has diminishing returns because of how it's calculated. You know, math. Like I said, not my strong suit. The point is evasion not as good to stack.
No.
False? It stacks now. Really? Okay, then
does it?
Was it changed recently, Kevin?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
A year ago? Oh, geez. Okay, that... All right, well...
Really? What? If you're saying if you buy 3 butterflies, you'll have 100% evasion? You're saying the item, you're saying the passive ability and the item stack.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Scanning.
No, we know that. No, we're confusing each other. Yes, it stacks, but it doesn't stack additively. It stacks diminishingly.
Huh?
Kev! Why you're
what the hell's wrong with Kevin?
I don't know.
He's just messing with us now.
I think we're just confused. Like, Kev is right and you're right. You're both right. Everybody's right.
Thank you. I'm just saying it has diminishing returns, that's all.
But it does stack.
You don't get to 150% evasion. That's not how it works.
I think you get flamed there.
I can't hear. I'm ignoring the peanut gallery. They're diving in. They've got Egg and Ravage.
Uh-oh. Ravage, press R.
Monkey King ult.
Press R. Oh, he's not got mana. He doesn't need it. He's just going to kill FNG instead. The bounces around are there. But they hold on to Ravage. It's fine. They take a trade. It's going to be the touchdown. See if Fada wants to jump in for more.
Dude, Fada's net worth is just in the toilet right now. This scares me.
Yeah, he's got to get the plunger out.
I know you have a PA. Oh, hang on.
To hack. There's the Ravage onto half an inch. Oh, that was a big Ravage. They see that range of it getting to hack and immersion on the side. It doesn't matter. Fada, the Monkey King is out. Zach's, it's an RP, but there's no follow-up. That's all. Shockwave's going to be down. They've got to start and run now. Oh, WaJB falls in with the Phantasm. He drags in the Lich in the river. They also end up losing Ace. They're split up. They're all over the place. NIP. They tried for a team fight. There was a Ravage and an RP. It was all the right spells in the wrong order, as Mozart once said, I believe. There's now DD Rune outside of the pit. Gambit's going to walk in. It's going to be an easy Roche. And NIP, they're scratching their heads and they're looking at far and saying, what the hell's going on, my friend?
I feel like a lot of the members of Twitch chat are doing the same.
I think they are.
Is
there a head-scratching emote? There is.
It does feel like NIP's performance kind of lives and dies with their mid player, but that's just how that's what the Dota meta is right now. And it's a tough game for him. He died a couple times.
But how is he so poor? He has a Mag.
Mag has been following PA and/or he has nowhere to go. Like his Tide and his PA aren't really looking to make moves. They're just farming creeps, and there's no space for him, which is why I was adamant that I think he needs to be playing topside. He might feed there a couple times, but he needs to try and get the farm that no one else is looking to take. And you know, you see this at times like even Forward Gaming has this issue. You know, Fnatic has this issue. When all of their cores are trying to get items, someone gets punished, and then the whole team kind of feels awkward because you're now in a scenario, sure, you have all these massive AoE abilities, but who does the damage? They didn't even go for the same targets that fight.
And look at this timing now. Gambit, as you say, with this lineup, with the Visage and the SF, they've got all these heroes. They've got Greaves, they've got Vlads, they've got Helm, they've got Medallion, they've got everything ready to take these fights, and Fada, he's going to get hit by the bolt. Are they going to find him? They can't find him. Fada will live this time. He's got TPs. He's got 3 of them ready to go. He knows that he needs to be prepared to be escaping all these sort of movements around the map. And that he just can't really show in a lane. He's just so vulnerable and squishy. He's running around at 18 minutes with a phase and an Ogre Club. This is some support Monkey King. It's a rough start.
Yeah, what?
Run away. Oh no. Run away. Run away, Fada. Oh, he's going to be able to jump up. Oh, just in time before the rest. Oh, cut the trees down. Oh.
It's like, you ever watch the animated Tarzan?
No. Wait, isn't that just Tarzan?
Yes.
Yeah.
But, well, there's a live action.
Did you ever watch the animated? I don't know. Anyway, RP again.
Ace is dead.
What? They're just crumbling. I think you're right. Fada's sort of like the headpiece of the NIP ship, and he's just got blown off by a cannon, and they've lost all leadership now. PPD, he's tutting. You know, he's not happy with the team.
Well, in retrospect, it feels like they're just getting abused by their, like, they overcompensated. They have too much team fight, but not enough rotating. Like, they can't rotate. They're forced to take engagements as a minimum of like 3 or 4 heroes, and they're so ult dependent Whereas Gambit, they just stacked auras, and they're just going.
Like, they're so strong at this point, and now they're pushing in. There's no RP. There is a Ravage. I mean, 33's walking in. He's holding on to it. He's not going to use it yet. He's getting chain stunned down. I mean, now he has to back off. 33 is incredibly low. Fada has to walk out of the Wukong's command. They drag him back. PPD gets hit by the stun from the CK. But they could just hit the towers. They'll hit the Lich. Lich is dead for 30 seconds. Ace gets dragged back. There's going to be the TP into the midst of it all from 33. But Ace is already dead. Get raised up by Alpha Ninja. It's a double kill for the SF. The controls there on 33. Saxon's just getting dove upon by old Aqua JB4. FNG may fall. Now he's got stick charges. He's probably going to be fine. Still 33 doesn't want to use that Ravage. He's holding on to it. Somebody check this man's keyboard. He can't press it. I mean, it's game over.
There's no damage. That's the problem. Even if he Ravages there, what's it going to do?
I mean, it's not game over yet, but it's looking like it. Or is that GG? That is a GG. It is game over.
20 minutes.
Gambit absolutely crushing NIP in this game 1.
Yep.
And I don't think we're going to see any more Fada Monkey King this series.
Oh, definitely not. I think you got to keep him on those core heroes and build around the Fada concepts that he's mastered. It's not, I don't even know if he necessarily played a poor game. I just think Gambit had a great read on what Nip was trying to do and abused their over-reliance on big engagements and team fights.
Yeah.
They kept fanning out. Like, they'd find one kill. Tusk is so good, especially when you have heroes like Visage. Remember, those birds are getting buffed by the tag team.